Hey friends, welcome back to the Guitar Max channel, and we are well into the month of December now, at the end of 2022. And obviously in December, a lot of people are buying gifts, maybe Christmas gifts, maybe something for somebody you know, or maybe something for yourself. So with that in mind, all of the guitars that I'm going to be talking about in the month of December are going to be really affordable guitars, and guitars where you really get a lot of bang for your buck. And with that in mind, I have another guitar, basically one of the latest guitars from Firefly. This is a $200 guitar, and if you've watched the channel for a while, you probably know that I really like the stuff from Firefly, and I've talked a lot about these guitars in the past. And I've even had more than one of these single-cut LP style guitars before from Firefly. But this one is a little bit different than the ones I've had before. Now, first of all, just look at this guitar. The blue and black and gold color combination is so nice. It has a sort of elegant, classy look to it, but while still being very eye-catching. Now, spec-wise, this is pretty standard. It's the mahogany body and the mahogany neck. Of course, it's a set neck and a very nice-looking rosewood fretboard, but the thing that's really the standout feature on this guitar is these frets. Now, I've talked a little bit about the frets from Firefly in the past, but basically some of their guitar models have traditional guitar frets with the traditional ends on them, and then some of the more recent models like the Explorer type or the V, those ones have these really nice rounded ball-end frets on them. And that's a feature that's becoming more popular lately. But Firefly is really the company that is selling guitars with those fret ends really for the lowest price, the most affordable price. And what's interesting about this model is that when they first started making it, it had the traditional frets on it. But now this one here has these really beautiful rounded ball end frets. And these, to me, look exactly like these rounded ball end stainless steel frets that we're seeing on some other brands, even though those other brands charge a bit more for them. Also, the weight on this guitar is 8.6 pounds, which is pretty typical for a LP style guitar like this. Now, the other thing I really want to show you here, and I'll give you guys some close-ups for this, is the way they've done this finish. Because if you look at the binding here, there's a little bit of binding on the surface of the fretboard, which is white. Then as it goes around the edge of the neck, it's blue, and of course you've got the blue multiply binding around the front, the face of the body, and the same thing on the back of the body, and then of course with this really nice black color on the back, nice gloss black on the back and on the back of the neck. But I think the way they've done this is I think the binding here and everything was originally white, and then they've sprayed like this really beautiful dark blue color over the top of it to get this really cool combination where you have these sort of white accents, and then along with the gold hardware, black pickguard, black knobs, and then the blue burst in the center there. Now, the other cool thing about this is that they kind of have two different versions of these guitars, or at least that's the impression that I'm under, because a while back they made a guitar kind of like this, where it had a different colored binding. It was a black and red guitar, and it was like a matte black finish with a red binding, and whereas this one has the gloss finish and it's black and blue. But like that black and red one, they made a second version where it had these cool custom inlays. So I'm gonna see if I can get one of those guitars to show you in the future. And this is really, one of the coolest things about the Firefly guitars is not just the affordability, because so many of their guitars are around this price mark, a little bit under 200, maybe a little bit over 200 depending on the model. But the other thing that's really cool about them is how many different color options and color combinations they do, because they could crank out just a traditional like gloss black with a single ply white binding, and at $200 that would still be a pretty cool guitar, like with the set neck and everything. But the fact that they do these crazy color combinations and they continue to experiment with this stuff for the same price, to me that really adds a lot of value to these guitars. Okay, but let's go ahead and plug this in, because of course a budget guitar is not really worth it if it doesn't sound good. So we'll plug this into my good old Fender GTX 100, and listen to how the guitar sounds. But real quick, guys, as always, if you enjoy videos like this, checking out cool, new, affordable guitars, and you have not already subscribed, please consider subscribing right now. Okay, now here we go. Let's plug this in and listen to how it sounds. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the playability and, of course, the sound of this guitar. So these frets, to me, make a really big difference. And I don't mean to continue to harp on the frets. And I've talked about this in other videos. But one thing that's really cool about these is not only do they have these really nice rounded ball ends, but the edge of the fret doesn't quite reach the edge of the fretboard. And what that does is it combines with the roundness of the fret end, and it gives you sort of almost like a rolled fretboard edge feeling. I mean, it's very, very round and very smooth on the corner of the fretboard, right? And you really notice this when you are kind of shifting your hand around, shifting positions on the guitar. It doesn't drag at all, and you never feel the edges of the frets dragging on your fingers, and it makes doing all those shifts and moving around the fretboard very smooth and very easy. Now, the other reason why I think these are stainless steel frets is the sound. The frets have a very kind of very snappy sound to them, and that's something that's a characteristic of stainless steel frets. So you've got this combination where you have a really nice snappy attack on the notes, and then, you know, with a big full thickness LP style chunky single cut body, you get a lot of fatness and sustain in the notes. And of course the shorter scale, it being 24 3/4 inch, which is a traditional Gibson scale, the strings feel a little bit looser, and it just gives you this really nice, rich tone where it has a snappy attack and then a very full body to the rest of the note. Okay, so if you're looking at getting something like this for a Christmas gift or something, I want to mention that, you know, this guitar is great. I love this. But of course, they do have a lot of other color options. So if you're buying something for somebody where you know they have a favorite color or something like that, you can just go through what they have available and pick out a color that's going to suit them the best. I'm always a sucker for very eye-catching contrasty colors, so a blue like this, or like that blueberry burst, or maybe a green. I want a guitar that you can see all the way from the back of the arena. Okay guys, so what do you think? How excited would you be to find this guitar or a guitar like this under your Christmas tree? I think I might put this back in the box and wrap it up and give it to myself as a present. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below, and as always, I would love to hear from other owners of these guitars, all the Fireflyers out there that are crazy about this brand and all the different models they have. Okay guys, there will be links down in the video description below for the guitar as well as the amplifier I was using in the demo. That's the Fender GTX 100. Plus, there will be links for my latest instructional programs and social media and all that stuff. Thanks a ton for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll talk to you soon.